Yaakov Avinu lived in the environment of Lavan for so many years, and he remained not only God-fearing but honest and holy. And the question simply is, what do we learn from that? How do we do that? Obviously, when you're not in yeshiva, you're often in an environment, a working environment that is not following the Torah, and there may be a lot of dishonesty, and that may be the norm. And the question becomes, how do we survive that? So part of it is, that's why everybody needs a prolonged period in yeshiva. Not only because it's yeshiva, but because it kind of, we live in a world of vaccination, so to speak. It's an inoculation to some degree to all of the difficulties that we face in the world, because you have a foundation of Torah and the like. The other thing that's important is that even after you leave yeshiva, you continue to keep spiritual connections. There's a very, very excellent book written by the Rosh Yeshiva in Silver Spring. I actually am from Silver Spring, so I know Rav Lapiansky very, very well. And I think it's called Ben Torah for Life. And it's a very, very important book because, you go to yeshiva in Israel, and the overall ideology is, your whole life you should be in Kolo, which, okay, that's fine. But there's a certain downside to that hashkafa, because if the mental picture you have of how you serve Hashem is full-time Kolo, so a person, when he's not going to be in that environment, might have the attitude, listen, I'm not serving Hashem in the right way anyway, so what's the difference? You kind of throw everything away. And the purpose of this book is to demonstrate that no matter what your environment, even if you're working most of the day, you're going to college most of the day, whatever it is, everything can be an avenue to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You can't just say, the person in yeshiva is serving God, and when I'm not in yeshiva, what's the big deal? If you have that sense that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is with you all the time, and you still have to learn and daven and do mitzvos and the like, then you'll understand that working is just another nisayon of life. In other words, it's something I do, and it's a mitzvah to take care of my family, and it's going to have challenges, but the Torah will help me navigate those challenges, and you have to realize that. Now, working in the secular world has many, many challenges. And it said Rabbi Saul Salanter, at some point in his life, didn't want to get money for teaching Torah, so he thought he would go into a part-time business. I think they say it was a stockbroker or something. And after a while, he quit because he said, it's much easier to be a Rosh Yeshiva or a rabbi than to be working in the working world. There are too many shilas in the working world, and therefore he preferred to avoid it. So there is a point to understand that there's some very, very difficult shilas. But nevertheless, you have daily learning, you try to daven b'tzibur, Shabbos and Sunday in America, because Sunday outside of Israel is a free day. You can use that for Hashem. Right, and I think all of those different things will give you a lot of chizuk. And in fact, Baruch Hashem, there are quite a few. You don't meet them much in Yerushalayim, as a matter of fact, but there are quite a few very, very excellent B'nai Torah Talmidei Chachamim, who are part-time doctors, part-time lawyers, part-time accountants. But they understand that their goal is not to make the most money they can make, but to make a parnasa and devote themselves to serving Hashem. And there are good role models that you can look to who can help you do that.